Faculty President, CEOs present, distinguished guests, students present, good afternoon to you. And please, all protocols observed. As an academic, when the TESCON president invited me, being the academic that I am, I quickly put together my books. Unfortunately, when I got here and the presentation started, I realized it won't work. Because it was more practical. However, the knowledge I put on paper, which I am unable to share, I will summarize so we can get a better understanding of who an entrepreneur is and possibly point you in the direction that you should go in-house and outside of the university to become that person that you want to become. All right? Now, as many of our presenters have said earlier, who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is that person who can identify opportunities. And beyond identifying those opportunities, they are able to take risks to start a business, all right? To take advantage of that opportunity and make the best out of it. So you can get no coffee into your pocket. Somebody said, we entrepreneur, you understand? Identifying that opportunity, taking up the risk, be bold to take up that opportunity, and you will reap the rewards. Now, entrepreneurs are a different breed of human being. I know it is not cut out for everyone, but because traits can be learned, if you are not or you do not possess the traits I'm about to describe, you can learn it. It is possible. We're all not born confident, but somehow along the line, we began to learn. We began to expose ourselves. We began to have mentors, and they've guided us to where we are today. Now, entrepreneurs are risk takers. They will go where you don't want to go. I'll share a story. I was surfing the internet, and I came to a LinkedIn post. Now, this woman said she was an office manager, and for some reason, her husband lost his livelihood or lost his job. So she became the sole breadwinner. So what that meant was that she had to take up, the responsibilities at home. So she needed an additional income. She tried several things, didn't work. Then she looked in her community and realized there's no Hausa cocoa. So she decided she would sell Hausa cocoa at night. Now when she told her husband, I'll come to it, her husband said, no, don't go there. When you go there, you must see. They are fancy, you not go there. Now the woman said, I have to do something. And I believe this is what will be the game changer for me. So she went ahead. And in about a year, this woman has expanded to the point that she's moved. You and I will say, oh no, it is beneath me. Say Coco saying, respect your hustle. Whatever it is, it may be sewing, it may be selling something, it may be providing a particular service. Whatever it is, if it is an opportunity, take advantage of it. Don't say it is not for me. Don't say I cannot. All right? If you can't, you can't. All right. Now these people, they take risks, they mobilize resources, they are willing to walk the path that most people aren't willing to walk. Now in Ghana, when you decide to become an entrepreneur, there are a lot of challenges. I won't kid you. It is not an easy road. You fall, you get back up, You fall, and some don't even get back up because the challenges are enormous. One of them is funding. When you start with your own money, you have to push forward. You have to look for funding. Sometimes collateral requirements from banks, high interest rates, you can't even afford to get a loan. Some people have to sell their personal assets, but they keep pushing forward because they believe in a dream, because they see a future. And if you are willing to see that future will materialize. Now, one of the major challenges, and I am passionate about that, is your fear of failure. Sometimes because of how we are conditioned, we believe that if we get into a particular business, we are likely to fail. Some people will even get into your ears. They will tell you, well, you can't do it. You won't be able to. Some people will even share their failure stories with you and tell you that if you go this path, you will fail. But you need to have a transforming of the mind to tell yourself, I am capable and I will do it. And how do you do it? By being resilient, by being adaptable, by having grace. How elastic can you be? All right? How elastic can you be? You bounce back after a challenge. What is your level of grit, your perseverance, your willing to keep pushing? Then I am veering into social networking. Networking is important for your business to succeed. Now we have offline and online, which is the social networking. Now, the online gives you a certain amount of visibility that the offline cannot give you. Now, we are all here today. At the end of this program, you may get a chance to network, get a chance to interact with one or two of our distinguished guests, but not all of them. However, when you go online, it's easier to follow them, yes or no? It's easier to send a friend request. So when we rely on these online platforms to connect with people, we get better visibility. And that is what we want. All right? You are able to grow, find yourself mentors, find yourself investors, find yourself partners who are willing to go the long way with you. All right? Now, I am wrapping up. Entrepreneurship is not an easy road. If you are willing to take the risk, you will get the rewards. And you do not have to travel alone. Today, because of social networking, you can always get on board a lot of people to support you. Be mindful when you go online. Don't go and fake anything. Don't say what you are not. And start early. Don't ask for help when you need the help. Start by doing something that individual, that mentor, that investor will recognize. All right? So you will walk that path, but this time you will not walk that path alone. But use strategic networking. It is not about breadth, how many networks you have. It's about depth. Okay? How do they align with your interests, your values, your business? That is what you are looking for. So I'll wrap up in the words of Peter Drucker. And he says the best way to predict the future is to create it yourself. All right? And the future belongs to entrepreneurs. You and I do not miss out on this opportunity. Thank you for giving me this.
Thank you very much, Doc. Let's do it well for Doc. Let's see. We shall now proceed with our guest speakers by calling on the author of Approaches series. Approaches. Now, with a standing round of applause, let's welcome on stage Honorable Alfred Obey Esquire. Let's welcome him more appropriately as he comes here to deliver his speech. Thank you.
Mr. Incoming President, let me use the existing protocol to save time. The little that I want to share with you before our main speaker speak today is to share with you how are we going to use entrepreneurship to solve some of the national problems. You bear with me that in Ghana, if you want to consider the topmost problem facing the youth in particular, it's going to be high rate of unemployment, poor economy with high inflation of prices of goods and services, and of course corruption. Though we have other problems, but these are the topmost ones. How do we use entrepreneurship to solve some of these problems? And if entrepreneurship can solve these problems, then it is my responsibility, your responsibility, our collective responsibility to make sure that we get an entrepreneur to lead this country as the next president of the Republic of Ghana. The earlier speakers have said a lot, and you can see that all that has been said boils down, especially from our brother, my colleague, Honorable Koku Party, boils down to leadership. And when our main speaker starts speaking, you see that you mentioned the elements and the qualities of an entrepreneur. And all the qualities that you mentioned, you see that those at the same time are the qualities of leaders. So when you get an entrepreneur to lead this country, well, for the past years, since independence, we've never had any entrepreneur to lead the country. I don't even think any of them has even expressed an interest. For the first time, we got one entrepreneur who has expressed his interest to lead this country. And I believe that that is going to be the turning point. So let us take the project as our own project and support it. Other than that, we're going to face the same challenge that we'll be facing. I will touch on the three areas that I mentioned. That's how we use entrepreneurship to solve the problem of high rate of unemployment. Then also move to economy, how entrepreneurship going to help the national economy, and then briefly on corruption. My starting point is that the creation of entrepreneurs in a country is synonymous to building the foundation of the economy of that country. One quality that differentiates human beings from other living organisms is our ability to solve our own problems. So if as people or as Ghanaians, if we are unable to solve our own problems, then what is our value? What is the reason why we should be on this earth? Then what is the difference between us and the other races? for other living things. So if you have unemployment, high rate of unemployment in this country since Fourth Republic, let us limit to Fourth Republic, it is about 30 years. And if we are unable to solve it, then there is something wrong. And we must, as a matter of urgency, we must make sure that problem is solved once and for all. And for us to solve the problem, we must look for who can help us to solve it, who can lead us to solve it. Like I said earlier, it's the entrepreneur. See, managing a country is just like managing a big company with the president and the CEO at the top. So if you have the president who has the eagle eye, and entrepreneurs, every entrepreneur has an eagle eye. I am one myself, but today, for the sake of something, I may not be able to share my own life story with you. But getting to the end of it, I will touch on one thing. If you become an entrepreneur, after creation of the job or after creation of the business, how do you sustain it? That is one thing which is also affecting us most. Entrepreneur, you start, you don't need to wear the shirt that the top entrepreneurs wear. You don't need to drive in the big car that the top entrepreneur have gone through over 30 years. When they are buying Range Rover and Bentley and Rolls Royce, you, a beginner, you manage to become multinational businesses. Like you go to, you see, Bentley is no longer here. It also started by one person, an entrepreneur who started it. It became what it is now, which has become global. So now, if the entrepreneur becomes the president, because he understands that if we create jobs, that is when, for businesses, that is when the youth, you can get jobs. So you make sure that he creates the enabling environment for businesses and the young entrepreneurs who are coming. You can get access to funds at cheap interest rates without sometimes any collateral. So if you don't get somebody who understands it, you are here, most of you perhaps may have the interest of becoming entrepreneurs. But sometimes access to capital becomes a problem because the lawyers who have become president, the communication experts who have become president, the academia, those from the academia who become president, they don't understand some of these challenges. So they may not look at these problems that confront young entrepreneurs. But the moment that we swear, the moment that we elect our incoming president to lead this country, we will create that environment. And definitely, most of you want to be entrepreneurs, you also get access to funds and so on and so forth. Even sometimes, as a beginner, you may even have tax rebates or you may have tax-free, a whole lot of things that when you have an entrepreneur leading this country, we can have. And then you create more business. At the same time, like I said, the second one, briefly on using entrepreneurship to boost or to solve the poor economic challenges that we face in this country. When we create more businesses, for example, now he has established a very big steel factory. When this steel factory starts operating, you will not import a lot of iron rods and other steel products into the country because you are going to produce this year. And you know the effect, the impact. If you are importing, that is when you are going to do exchange, we are going to look for dollars and so on and so forth to affect our currency. But once you're producing them here, there's nothing like exchange rates again. So all these things will help solve our economic problem. Inflation too, at the same time, if you are importing, or sometimes you don't even have the economic student, you know it. Yes, at the same you know it, that if you have a few products in the system, definitely those selling it, they will inflate the prices, which will affect us. So as entrepreneurs, when you come and you start creating more businesses and you're producing most of the goods in this country, definitely our economy is going to also do well. And the last one that I want to end is just a few words about corruption. Our main speaker will touch on the trade or the qualities of entrepreneurs, and you get to know that honesty is one of the traits or qualities of a good entrepreneur. And if you learn that trait and inculcate it for yourself, and later on you become an officer or become a government official or even in your private life, you hate corruption, because no honest person will entertain or tolerate corruption. So these are some of the ways that we use entrepreneurship to solve the national problem. But I hope that I'll get another opportunity next time to share my personal experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Agyapong. We are going to have another brief interaction with another former minister, and then straight away we are going to hear from our keynote speaker. So at this point, I would like you to help me welcome Honorable Alex K.K. Aban, former MP for West, former Deputy Minister of Health, and former Deputy Minister of Communications. Please a round of applause for him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. President in waiting. Let me stand on the existing protocols to just summarize everything that has been said here.
Media guy.
You have been told what entrepreneurship is. And you have been told how to use networking to achieve that. All that I want to say is that create your own access to good people and create access to good people. Create access to yourself by good people. Create access to good people and make yourself accessible.
Me no ka say enche bia na ona work no Japan so amanti nti by the next 5 minutes here ona bo compare ko Japan be manti podium no. After that the likes of African marking and the other people so who need around but some be dia and branding crabia and a betchi but me no ka say ona bo sticker we so no or one of the main speaker on so oka hu e wa ha ono around me no ka say the ujina jama phone mu ase odidie. Yes, indeed. The chance on a walk in Japan. A better by best source, baby, our share. Our comments who say, okay, also our platform also. Why journey will be our share? Now, your expectation, what you are thinking for the end on a walk compared with Japan. Yes, also what drop of comments, you will be our share.
Lecture room and your room, you are failing. The reason being that you will finish the university and realize that you don't know anybody. You go to one of the banks, I will not mention the name of the person. The person is now the area manager of one of the big banks in the country. I had an opportunity to become JCR president of the Great Bank System. And because I made myself accessible and created access to good vessels, somebody just told me, you know what, I just want you to work with my husband. So I agreed. Went to this man with my application and said, since my wife told you you have a job, then I decided to go to law school. But the closest person to me was the person with whom I was doing my national service. We were in Commonwealth together. So I just told him, Master, I have got admission to the Ghana School of Law. So this offer I have got is yours. So follow me. Let us go to this man who has given me this job. So I went, thanked him, and said, this is my friend. So give it to him. And indeed, he gave it to him. And he's now one of the top area managers of one of the big banks in the country. So make yourself accessible to good people and create your own access to good people. Thank you very much.
Oh, someone said you can
No, can say Honorable Agyapong Agyapong and a Manti Podium.
Honorable Enter. Oh, Mr. Enter. Enter. Oh, upon the one that is 13 is fully assured, and it's a bare right. Get it. Let's acknowledge these dignitaries and we take it from there. TESCON UCC patron and a senior lecturer in the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Justice Ado. Bro, yes. We have been a father and everything for TESCON UCC. Thank you so much. We have the former Dean of Students for the #1 university in West Africa, #1 in Ghana, #4 in Africa. Professor Eugene Kofo Marco, Captain, popularly known as Matthew. Yes. Former Dean of Students. Oh, as a police. Yes. We have Dr. Richmond Yaboa, patron, TESCON CCTU. Yes, God thank you for coming. And also Central Regional Treasurer for the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Francis Mapna Asare. Thank you so much, Mr. Asare. And also Central Regional Organizer for the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Anthony. Mr. Anthony Wesley Saki. Mr. Saki. Yes. Thank you so much. And also, we have a rep for the National Women's Commission organizer, Safia Mohammed, and she is the person of Camelia Haruna. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. And also, National Youth Organizer, hopefully, and this person is the longest National TESCON coordinator. He served under Honorable Kabo and also Honorable Sami Awoku. He is Mr. Isaac Agyapong. Yes, thank you so much. Pagod Boache Dankwa, former spokesperson for security. Thank you so much. Lawyer Percy Parton, former spokesperson for Ministry of Education. Yes. Ghana, the Ministry of Education. Nana Okasa Edema Ministry no Oyeni Batwa. Monsen no Baba Meshawa. Mr. John Isaac, former Communication Director for NABU, Operating One Bravo. Ghana Heavy Naono and Nana Okasa Edema. And we also have Master Benjamin Essien Davis. He is the PA to the former Central Regional Minister, Honorable Marigold Hassan. Master Benjamin Essien, yes, Benjamin. Thank you so much. Mr. Benjamin here. Yes, thank you so much. Dr. Rebu Agyapong is the Assistant Registrar at Cape Coast Technical University. Thank you so much, bro. You see, UCC TESCON members who are all presidents. And one of these were contributing the quota for TESCON. Aropa Agyapong Ensu Otompo now Brena. Obeba obi emi Yoruba ku yen ti ti bo ni bi. Danny Brown ọ̀rọ̀ aláǹtí ní owó ha ọdún yìí. Bẹ̀ni bàbá kú yẹ ọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀yà ní ẹni mi. Àdúmọ̀ àwọn ayẹ̀rọ ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀dùn àkẹ́tùwà. Mr. Adam Smith ní pàṣẹ sọ ní ìfẹ́ ìfẹ́ òwú. Yes. Àdúmọ̀ Adam Smith ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀dùn àkẹ́tùwà wọn. Ẹ̀sọ́ ẹ̀yìn yóò bá Yakubu Nṣọ́ Mr. Adams. TESCON UCC President Emmanuel Esau. Gbogbo náà bọ́ ní Sàbàrísà Baron. Baron, represent the Muda, I also do our SONE. And then I am the Vice President Zena, the birthday. It's been said for the 4 years in a show at Casa. TESCON Vice President UCC. Birthday. Zena, thank you so much. And also, we have aspirants here who are contesting for the various positions here on campus. SRC and JCRC and all that. Yes, so we do here. We have also get the we have Joshua Texan, Adum, Gabon Samarisa Texan, local news president, aspirants, Texan from our there's also our Ampabu Samuel, Granting, Gabon Samarisa Majesty, as I was 8-year Rep 1, Nana Agyapong for 8-year presidency, Etienne Jebet, Gabon Samarisa at the back for our national president. Also, our Hapa, other US, no one dedicated by the man, yes. And we also have the leader and the founder of the team fraternity. The leader and the founder of the team fraternity. There be a because the Queen G. Fatana, a Fatana Wakono. Na sasa ndio akole da kwe akona ya utumia bata na gayare ya no fo ye wo de e ka o ma ho anu nti etimze eyenkabo any butro the leader and the founder of the team fraternity enke o wa ha do mu na mo exam na no again ultimi me as president of the committee ko se de be na ha na ultimi your medical doctor, you are also appointed for SRC president. Abianom say Omo Odro na say mpo patana ya the paracetamol Komara ubetimi asore. Odimonya mpo Jehoshaphat. You don't use it to hope. Don't show Kabana, yes. Also our happy. Danso Benedicta. Na wotedi eyesha. Ose atwomu tumi no efishamu neba. The shop for SRC was secretary, and also our happy. Spendila for SRC remains commissioner, coordinating secretary. Thank you so much, Spendila. Emmanuel Alta, and also for Isaac Piano, also our happy. Samson Americu for UCC SRC treasurer. Lord Cassie, or person the official mouthpiece for UCC. It's Lord Cassie for UCC SRC. Lord UCC SRC Sports Secretary. Ajuma also Oyema TESCON UCC law. And so you Mini for UCC SRC Secretary. Dante. Ono na TESCON communicator. Contesting for UCC SRC PRO. Ajuma also Oyema so. And so you ono na TESCON UCC. But we agree, we enemy the program. Yami ni kumedi e wuni yawo obi e backbone TESCON UCC and central region TESCON na awa wa ba e papa wa ba e bibia wa ba e nadmo apprentice mo no na bo aye e ku se TESCON yesika na ye bibia ye hia se e be backbone ye brano a papa be wo abia se ye TESCON na say ya money bia ya nya exercise book we ya and ya ba be say e dia mo bia no ayo no and sponsor here ne say asunti ye ina ye fensa ko en fama Mr. Kenneth Kwensa ya go do na bo le say na say go na say only the president of central region When you say Entrepreneur, the what I see the reason everything. But again, that I see the blue, yeah, do papa, yeah, we are at the MIA. At this point, I agree. You have to answer at your friend, Mr. Armstrong. Oh, and Okasa Edema, young papa, Kennedy, Agyapong,
Thank you. And thank you again, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally, Mr. Armstrong, Ono Ena Oye Kasamafo, Edema Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Watch microphone there. Na Honorable Akumpo Agyapong, and a Dunu so Lekasa. Me who say Domno, Maba, Mafia Sekasa. Mon comment in who baby am Moshefi. Yes, Kumasi phone or ha. Me who say Accra phone Cape Coast. Baby Obia, my who baby Oshefi. Where Honorable Akumpo Agyapong. Yes.
And I'm happy to mention to you.
Honorable Akumpo Agyapong. Yes.
In your presence, the little inducements become bigger inducements. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round for Honorable Ken Agyapong. I am happy for two reasons. First, I am back home. I am back to my alma mater, the only university in the whole country. The only university in the whole country, well known for its high academic standards, which has earned it an enviable status as the university of choice. Ladies and gentlemen, this is UCC. I am happy again because as a former TESCON president, thank you. I am very happy because as the former TESCON president of this great university, it is always a joy to address TESCON, the intelligentsia of the new patriotic party, the future leaders of the Republic of Ghana, the future Kennedy Agyapong. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be happy if I could have some silence at the back for about 5 minutes before I present the profile of the keynote speaker. I want to do this solemn thing, and I want the silence of everybody here. About 19 years ago, in the year 2006, 2007, when I was the TESCON president of the University of Cape Coast, I had a major program and invited Honorable Ken Agyapong as the keynote speaker. He came, spoke to us, and after the program, Honorable Ken Agyapong on this same soil said, Mr. President, Armstrong aside, from today, I have adopted you as my godson. Ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you in all humility, in all sincerity to join me to say a big thank you and a very heartfelt appreciation to Honorable Ken Agyapong for passing my life. After school, after my national service, Honorable Ken Agyapong made me his special assistant. I worked with him for some years and later made me his general manager for Ash FM. Few years later, Agyapong
Kumasi to Accra and worked for me to be appointed as the head of corporate affairs for Ghana National Service Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, fast forward, in the year 2023, Amoah Agyapong, when he was contesting to be president, looked everywhere and said, Armstrong, I have made you my spokesperson. Come and work with me as my spokesperson. He paid me and gave me a very beautiful car sitting right at the back here. But to finish it all, when I was his general manager in Kumasi managing Ash FM, I was paid handsomely. While I was being paid handsomely, Amoah Agyapong spoke to me again and said, I want to sponsor you to do your master's at KNUST. And I am happy to report that for the 2 years, at the time it was 2 years, for the 2 years I did my MBA, Amoah Agyapong took the full cost of my MBA. On this note, Amoah Agyapong, it was on this same soil that you picked me. And I looked up on this same soil. I say everything I am because of Amoah Agyapong. I don't know, but if there is life after this life, where we are supposed to select our bosses and our godfathers will say, Amoah Agyapong, I will gladly choose you again as my godfather and my God. I am most grateful and God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I'm going to be very snappy with his introduction. In the world of entrepreneurship and business, Amoah Agyapong, you know already that he's a mogul. He's a highly successful entrepreneur, a highly successful businessman, a highly successful industrialist with over 45 years of business experience. Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of media, you know already that Amoah Agyapong is the owner, the founder of the 10 City Media Limited, operators of Asha Firm, of Man FM, the Two Lab Radio, and several others. Ladies and gentlemen, he still again has a major presence in the manufacturing world. Among the several manufacturing companies he has, I am proud to mention once again that Amoah Agyapong is the owner of Ashanti Steel. Listen to this. The first Ghanaian-owned and the largest one-man steel company in the whole of Africa, valued over $100 million. A big round of applause for him. Ladies and gentlemen, in the field of cold storage, I am happy to mention once again that Amoah Agyapong is the owner of the largest cold stores in the whole of Africa, with the